Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Hamashiach, Malak Yahweh Shai, Snakamaya with WFI Minneapolis. With a quick video, I named it "The Lord Will Fight for Us." I'm gonna go kick it off with 2 Corinthians chapter 10, and I'm going to start at verse number 3. It says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh Shai to pulling down the strongholds." It says, "Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh Shai, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shai Mashiach." So our weapons of warfare are not carnal, right? We put our trust in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We don't put our trust in men. We don't put our trust in guns. The Lord is going to fight for us. So when we look at the history of our forefathers, that's how we won battles. That's how we prospered in anything that we did, was when we had Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai with us, man. A lot of our people are out here, they're protesting, they're joining Black Lives Matters, the Black Panthers, the Black Lions. They're joining all of these organizations, and then you got smaller organizations in local areas around America that they're joining, and trying to police our own people and fight for our own people. But if the Lord is not with it, then there's no prosperity, and it's not gonna do anything for us. The Lord has to be with us in order for us to prosper in anything that we do. So I'm gonna start with I'm gonna go to Numbers 14 and 40. Because our forefathers even did those same things. The scripture tell you there's nothing new under the sun. So the things that our people are doing today is what our forefathers also did. So I'm going to read this in Numbers, the 14th chapter, verse 40. And it says, "And they rose up early in the morning and gave them up into the top of the mountain, saying, Lo, we be here, and will go up into the place which the Lord had promised, for we have sinned." So you had Israelites that, took it upon themselves to do their own thing, instead of trying to go into the promised land when the Lord instructed them. But the Lord never instructed them to do this thing that they're about to do. Right? It says, "And Moses, just like our people do today, they try to take matters into their own hands and not go off of what the instructions of the Lord, not go off of the instructions that the Lord gave us, right? Because the Lord instructed us on how to go about matters." It says, "And Moses said, Wherefore now do ye transgress the commandment of the Lord? But it shall not prosper." You see that anything that we do and it's not of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, it's not going to prosper. It has to be of the Lord for it to prosper. That's why I read 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, where our weapons of warfare are not carnal. The Lord never told us to grab AK-47s and grenades and 40 cals and things like that and go and take matters into our own hands. It's only going to lead you to death and destruction. It's not going to prosper. Verse 42, it says, "Go not up, for the Lord is not among you." So Moses is telling our forefathers, don't do this, because the Lord is not with you. He never instructed you to go and take matters into your own hands. And when we go out there in the byways and highways, we're telling our people the same thing. The Lord never instructed you to do these things. You got to come back to the Lord as an Israelite and do what the Lord instructed us. He's going to fight for us, man. Our job is to wake up our people and bring them back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh Shai dying for our sins and keeping the commandments. Those are our goal. That's what we're supposed to do, right? Not take Esau's blessing and then think you're going to be prosperous, man. His blessing was the gun, was the sword. not us. So we're not going to prosper in that. He prospers in that. We prosper in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So Yahweh Bashim Yahushua trumps that damn Esau's blessing. So we don't need Esau's blessing. We don't need the gun, right? Or any carnal weapon. It says, verse 43, for the Amalekites, which is the Jewish man, and the Canaanites, which is Ham, the Africans, are there before you, and ye shall fall by the sword. So Moses telling them, hey, you're going to fall by the sword, right? Because the Lord's not with you. Because ye are turned away from the Lord. You see that? Because we're turned away from the Lord. Therefore, the Lord will not be with you. But they presumed to go up into the hilltop. Nevertheless, the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and Moses departed not out of the camp. Then the Amalekites came down, and the Canaanites which dwelled in that hill, and smote them, and discomfited them, even unto Hermah. So they got destroyed. They got overthrown. The Amalek and Canaan took down our people. Why? Because we were presumptuous and we got proud and tried to do our own thing like our people do today in Babylon and all over the earth. Instead of just coming back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and letting him protect you. Right? We'll go to Joshua 1:8. Because our prosperity is in the word of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, not in carnal things, man. Not in Esau's blessing, in Esau's world. We can't do nothing in Esau's world but magnify the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and wait on him. I'm going to start at Joshua 1. I'm going to read Joshua 1:8. The book of, it says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So that's how we prosper. That's how we gain success, by meditating in these scriptures and doing everything that the Lord commanded us to do in this Bible. Right? When we look at the future prophecies in the end times, he never instructed us to take matters into our own hands. Right? Because it's not going to prosper. It has to be Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. We'll go to Proverbs, the 3rd chapter, and I'm going to start at verse number 5. And it reads, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not into thine own understanding. See that? We can't lean into our own understanding. Verse 6 says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, he shall direct thy paths. The Lord is going to direct our paths, right? We don't lean on our own understanding. We know that our understanding, right, is the law. We go to Deuteronomy, Salakia. We go to Deuteronomy 4 and 5. When we lean on our own understanding, man, hell breaks loose. It's madness and destruction. We gotta lean on the understanding that the Lord gave us. Right? Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua commanded me. Salakia. That ye should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations. See, this is our understanding. This is our wisdom and understanding. And that's why the Lord said, don't lean on your own understanding. This is how we get wisdom and understanding, by doing what the Lord instructed us. He says, keep them therefore and do them, for this is the wisdom. This is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people. For what nation is there so great, who have Yahweh Bashim Yahushua so nigh unto them, as the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for. So even these nations know, when the Lord is in our corner, there's nothing that they can do. Right? And that's why we cannot lean on our own understanding. we have to do what the Lord instructed us to do. We have to stick to the script, to the game plan. This is Exodus 14, chapter 14, and verse number 3. Salaki, verse number 13. I'm gonna start at 12. Is not this the word that we did tell thee in Egypt, saying, let us alone, that we may serve the Egyptians? For it had been better for us to serve the Egyptians than we should die in the wilderness, right? And that's the same mentality that our people have today. They feel like they're better off serving Esau and the nations instead of serving Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. When Esau can't save you. The Egyptians couldn't save us. Esau can't save us. Only the Lord can. These nations were set up to oppress you. Your oppressor can't save you. Right? How can your oppressor save you from the oppression? He's the one oppressing you. Verse 13, it says, and Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord, which he shall shew to you today. For the Egyptians whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever. The Lord shall fight for you, and ye shall hold your peace. So Moses told the Israelites, hey, the Lord is going to fight for you. And this is what we got to tell our people in these last days. When we hit the highways and byways, the Lord is going to fight for you. You don't need to fight for yourself. It's not a sin to have a gun, for defense or whatever, but don't put your trust in that. Because if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. You can have an AK-47 in your hand and get killed by somebody with a knife. If it was your time to go, to die, doesn't matter what weapon you have. You can't fight Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. What if I can get that and do one real fast? 32 and 39. I'm going to go to 32 and 39. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So if it's your time to go, it's your time to go, man. No one can deliver you. Your gun's not going to deliver you, man. Just like Esau, his guns, his military, his bombs, his grenades, nothing's going to deliver him in the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Nothing's going to stop these nations from stopping the Lord from saving us from them. The Lord's going to utterly destroy these nations and utterly destroy the wicked Israelites, man, that refuse to come back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and rightfully so. I'm going to go to Judges 7 and 1 real quick. Because the Lord don't need none of us, man. We need him. We need him to save us. We don't have no might. That's a part of the curses. The Lord took our strength from us, man. He is our strength. He is our arm. The Lord said, woe to him that maketh man his arm, man. The Lord is our arm. He's our strength, man. This is Judges 7 and 1. It says, then Jerubbaal, who was Gideon, and all the people that were with him rose up early and pitched beside the well of Harod, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them by the hill of Moreh in the valley. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give to the Midianites. So we went into war with the Midianites, over 100,000 Midianites. And there were 32,000 Israelites. And the Lord said, there's too many of you Israelites. Now, mind you, we're outnumbered. So the Lord said, there's too many of you, right? He said, let me read that again, that are with it. Salaki. Verse 2, started 2. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into your hands, to their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand hath saved me. So the Lord didn't want Israel to get the credit. The Lord always wants the credit. So when we take matters into our own hands, there's a chance that we're going to take the credit for it, when we can never do anything without Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. So it's impossible for you to even get the credit. Because the Lord's not with you. You're not going to prosper. So the Lord told Midian, hey, look, told Gideon, look, the men that are with you are too many. I'm going to knock that number down to show my power. I don't want you guys to think that you delivered yourselves. I want you to know that I delivered you, just like I delivered your forefathers in Egypt. Verse 3, it says, now therefore go to proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead, and there return of the people 20 and 2,000. And there remained 10. So 22,000 were gone out of 32,000. There were 10 Israelites left, right, to fight this war. There was only 10 left. Verse 4, it says, and the Lord said unto Gideon, the people are too many. So the Lord said, man, you know what? 32,000 was too much. He knocked it down to 10. The Lord said, you know what? This 10 is too many. He said, bring them down into the water. I'm going to jump down actually to 6. It says, and the number of them that leapt, putting their hands to their mouth, were 300 men. But all the rest of the men bowed down upon their knees to drink. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that leapt will I save you. So the Lord said he had these 10,000, 300 with 10,000 men do a certain thing. I'm not going to read that, but and he said, I'm going to take 300 out of that 10,000. I'm going to read that again. And the Lord said unto Gideon, by the 300 men that lapped with will I save you and deliver the Midianites into thine hand. You see that? So the Lord took 32,000 Israelites, brought it down to 10,000, brought it down to 300, and said, I'm going to use 300 of you to take down the Midianites. Right? And we took down the Midianites. We took down over 100,000 Midianites with 300 Israelites. That's where the concept of the movie 300 comes from. Right? It comes from our forefathers. Because we prosper whenever Yahweh Shai is with us. And we do what he instructs us to do. Then read one more verse. I'm going to go to Romans, the 9th chapter, verse 19. And it reads, Salakia 12 and 19. And it reads, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So vengeance is the Lord's, man. The Lord said, don't avenge yourselves. He said, vengeance is mine. So this is an exhortation to you Israelites that believe in the Lord. Just know that you have a Lord that's going to fight for you. You don't have to go out there and get carnal and do something stupid and get yourself jammed up and go against the grain. Stick to the script. Keep doing the work. Keep repenting, believing Yahweh Shai, do what he instructs us to do, and that's going to be our success. And Lord willing, we are the elect. So all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Mashiach, Malak Yahweh Shai, Kum Yasharala, Shalom.